Okay, let's come into mountain pose. So feet together. Just take a moment and center yourself. Make sure your knees are over your ankles. The hips are over your knees. Slightly tuck your tailbone in. Roll your shoulders all the way back and down. Make sure your hands are even by your sides. Slightly tuck your chin in. You want to feel like there's a string being pulled through the top of your head. So stand up really tall. Then put one hand on your belly. We're going to focus on our yogic breaths. So you're going to inhale, push the belly out. Exhale, push the belly in. Let's do 5 of those. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So do 2 more. So this is activating the rest and digest in your body. This is activating your parasympathetic nervous system. So this is getting us out of fight or flight, which is just helping us become more connected in our bodies, coming out of our head, coming into our bodies. Okay, let's start with a forward fold. So bring your hands to your chest. We'll stay on our feet. Inhale, reach up really tall. Exhale, come forward, bending at the hips. Inhale up. Forward, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And let's come up onto our toes. We're going to inhale. Come up onto your toes. Exhale. So keep going. Do 3 more. Inhale up and exhale down. We're warming up our spine. And then when you're finished, come back to mountain pose. Feet together. Stand up really tall. Center yourself. You can rock forward and back, left and right. You want to evenly distribute the weight in our feet. We're constantly wearing shoes. So you may have weight in more than one foot than the other. Okay, so from here, let's do some neck rolls. So stand up really tall and then bring your chin to your chest. We'll do 3 to the left. Just go slow, take your time. And then when you're finished, come back to the center. And And then we'll do 3 on the right. Doing 3 neck rolls on the right. Then when you're finished, come back to center, stand up really tall, coming into mountain pose. Pull our shoulders back and down. Okay, so let's warm up our spine again. So feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. And then bring your hands to your hips, slightly bend your knees. You don't want to lock your knees out. And then we're going to come forward. And then we'll do 3 to the left. So to the back. And then coming over to the right and down. Inhale. Exhale. And come back to the center. We're gonna do that on the other side. So bending at the hips, coming forward. And then 3 to the right. So over to the right, to the back, to the left, and down. Come forward. And slowly come to the top. Come back to mountain pose. Feet together. Stand up really tall. Make sure knees are over your ankles, hips over your knees. Slightly tuck your tailbone in. Pull your shoulders back and down. Hands even by the sides. Slightly tuck your chin in. This is Tadasana, mountain pose. So we're activating that first chakra located at the base of your spine. So just take a moment and just send your breath to that area. We're just activating that first chakra. It's associated with the legs, so this is a very grounding posture. It's associated with our safety and security. So we feel grounded, we feel rooted into the earth. That's why this is called mountain pose, Tadasana. Okay, let's come into chair pose, Uttanasana. So we'll bring our arms up, bring your knees behind your toes, and come down as low as you can. Look forward, take some deep breaths here. And then let's release that. Let's come into Ragdoll. Inhale, reach up really tall, come on your toes. Exhale, come on your heels, bend forward. Grab the elbows, you can bend the knees. Take some really deep breaths here.
Really deepen your breath. If you can't hear your breath, take some deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Then release your hands. Slowly roll to the top. Your head's going to come up last. Come back to mountain pose. Come back to Tadasana. Center yourself. Ground yourself here. Okay, let's do some sun salutations. So we're going to come to the front of our mat. Come into Tadasana, mountain pose. And then from here, we're going to bring our hands to our heart. We're going to come into a back bend. So we're going to protect the low back. We're going to lift through the upper rib cage. So just stay here for a second, ground yourself, center yourself, and then we're going to inhale, reach back, lifting through the rib cage, exhale, inhale, reach back further, and then exhale, come forward, bending at the hips. Coming into our half forward fold, Uttanasana. And then bring the right foot back into a lunge. Left foot back into plank. Feet together, keep your butt low. Make sure your shoulders stay over your wrists. Zip your navel up into your spine. Elbows by your side, chaturanga, come halfway down. Come all the way down. Let's come into Sphinx. Elbows under the shoulders, palms on the mat. Inhale, gently look up. Roll your shoulder blades back and down. We're activating the heart chakra here. Let's slowly come down. Push back to downward dog. Feet hip width apart. Take some deep breaths here. Pedal your feet left and right. Then look forward. Bring the right foot through into your high lunge. Make sure you're taking deep breaths here. Really activating that life force energy, that prana. Then bring the left foot forward and slowly roll to the top. Your head's going to come up last. Come back to mountain pose. Come into Tadasana. Center yourself. Maybe shake that out a little bit. Pull the shoulders back and down. Okay, we're going to do that on the other side. So bring your hands together. We're going to lift through the chest, protect the low back. So bring your hands to your heart, and then we're going to inhale, reaching through the chest. Exhale. Inhale, reach back a little bit more. Exhale, come forward, bending at the hips. Just let the head go, let the neck go. Really deepen your breaths here. Then we're going to start with the left foot back. And then bring the right foot back, keep the butt low. Zip the navel up into the spine. And keep the elbows by the sides, coming into Chaturanga. Halfway down, and then come all the way down. And then we're going to come into Sphinx Pose. So roll the shoulders back and down, gently look up. And slowly come down. And let's push into upward facing dog. So elbows again, stay by the sides. We're going to inhale, come up. And then exhale, come down. So you can do that again. But this time you can try lifting your hips up off the mat. So the top of the feet stay on the mat. So inhale, coming up. And then you can bring your hips up off the mat. Inhale. Exhale, come down, thighs come down, hips come down, come all the way down. Let's push back into downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Pushing back. We want to stay in downward dog. So our heels, drive our heels down towards the mat. Pedal your feet left and right. And then you're going to look forward, bring your left foot through into our little lunge. And bring the right foot forward and slowly roll to the top. Take your time. Continue to breathe. Come back to Camel Pose, Tadasana. Okay, let's do warrior two. So right foot forward, bring the left foot back. Our heel is going to line up with the middle of the left foot. Make sure your knee stays over your ankle. Bring your arms to a T. Look out past your right fingertips here. Feel the expansion across your chest. And then from here, we're going to come into our extended side angle. Bring your arm down, bring your left foot forward. Shake that out if you need to. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So bring your left foot forward. Your right foot comes back. Your heel is lined up with the middle of your right foot. Make sure your knee is over your ankle. Bring your arms to a T. Coming into warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Really feel the expansion across your chest here. And bring your left hand to your left thigh. Bring your arm up over your head. Continue to breathe. And bring your right arm forward, bring your right foot forward. Take that out if you need to. Come back to Tadasana. Okay, let's come into Uttanasana, half forward fold. Inhale, reach up really tall. And then come on your heels, come forward, bending at the hips. So you can get a little bit deeper in the pose here. Just let your shoulders go, let your jaw go. Let your neck relax, feel the stretch in the back of the legs. See with every breath if you can get deeper into the pose. And slowly walk your feet back out, downward dog. Pedal your feet left and right. And then let's push back into child's pose. Feet together. Your knees are either together or hip width apart. Let's take some deep breaths here. then let's come up into a seated position. These are gonna come together. Let's come into Camel Pose. Uttanasana. So bring your hands to your heels or to your low back. And then we're gonna bring our elbows together. So just do this for a second because you can feel the stretch in your chest. And then we're gonna come into our back bend. So lift up and slightly come into our back bend. So you can stay here or you can grab your heels. Then inhale, come back up, leading with the chest, and then exhale, come down. Let's come into folded leaf. Bring your shoulders by your sides, palms face up. So really round through the back here. And then let's come onto all fours. And from here, we're going to come into downward dog. And then we're from downward dog, we're going to come into half pigeon pose. So bring the right leg across and then come down. So you may feel tight in the hip area. Just send your breath to this tight space. Let's switch legs. So come back into downward dog. And then we're going to do that on the other side. So bring the left leg across.
Really deepen your breath here. Make sure you're inhaling, pushing your belly out. Exhale, push your belly in. And come back into downward dog. Really press back. So driving the weight into your heels. Pedal your feet right and left. And then let's come back into child's pose. So feet together, your knees can either be together or hip width apart. And then let's do one inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. So inhale. Do that one more time. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale. And then let's come onto all fours. Let's come into our shoulder stretch. So we'll start with the left arm through, palm faces up. So feel the stretch in the left shoulder here. And then let's come back onto all fours. And let's switch sides, bring the right arm through.
And then let's come onto all fours. And then let's come into a seated position, bring your feet to the floor. And then let's roll back onto our backs, bring your knees into your chest. And then from here, bring your feet to the mat and we're going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So our feet come together, let your knees fall to each side. You're going to place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Take some deep breaths here. And bring your knees together and bring your knees into your chest. And then this time, grab down towards your ankles. You can feel this a little bit lower in the back here. And then bring your hands up to your knees. We're going to rotate the right ankle 3 times to the right. And then 3 times to the left. And the left ankle 3 times to the right. And 3 times to the left. And then let's bring our feet down. We're going to come into a twist. So bring your arms to a T and then bring your knees to the right. Bring your head over to the left. And let's switch sides, bring your knees to the center. And then bring them over to the left. Your hand's going to come over to the right. And then bring your knees back to the center, bring your head to the center, and bring your knees into your chest again. And rock left and right. Give your organs a good massage. And then bring the left leg down, bring the right knee into the chest. Let's switch sides, bring the left knee in. Let's bring both knees into the chest one more time. Rock left and right, and rock forward and back. And giving your spine a massage. Then come back into a neutral position. Let's come into Shavasana. Palms face up. Let your feet fall to each side. And go ahead and take 5 yogic breaths on your own. So inhale, push your belly out. Exhale, push your belly in. Let your breath fall back into its natural rhythm. Your mind has started to wander. Gently come back to your breath. Focusing on your breath as you inhale, following it down your nostrils into your belly. Exhale, following it back up. Your mind is caught up in thoughts. Just take note, thinking, and gently come back to your breath. Notice your mind is caught up in thoughts. Just take note that you're thinking, and gently bring your awareness back to your breath. Don't need judgment. That's the nature of the mind. Just gently come back to the breath. Gently start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And then bring your arm up overhead and roll over onto your side. And then gently come up into a seated position. Eyes closed, bring your hands to your heart. And we'll chant one Om to end the class. So inhale. Om. Light in me acknowledges the light in you. Namaste.